Hey, it's Game Hydro, and we're going to show you how to beat Stage 22 in Galaxy Defense, which is a far more difficult stage than you may expect, considering the fact that it's not a big bad level, a boss level, like one of the multiples of 5. But there's one particular area of the stage where it hangs up, and you can, if you survive it, you win. So let's take a look at the enemies you face. You've got the boss-wise, you've got the Elite Mirage Moth, who takes less damage against physical. The Mutated Octopus, who is strong against fire damage. And then enemy-wise, you've got the Spike Shell Beetle, which is weak against physical and fire. You've got the Mutated Stinger, which is weak against fire and energy. And you've got the Armored Crab, which is weak against electric. Now, if you've played this stage before, and if you're watching this video, you've probably played it 1,000 times. That Armored Crab is a massive pain in the ass, and so there's one particular skill that is strong here. Thunderbolt, no. Thunderbolt is kind of not very useful in this level. The damage simply isn't high enough. Instead, it is the Tesla coil. So the Tesla coil has ridiculously high DPS, and as you upgrade, you'll unlock the electric chain surge at star level 1. It says the Tesla releases up to 5 high energy electric shocks on a hit to nearby enemies, plus other skills like Trap Matrix, simple damage boost, the electro chain that bounces one more time. Electro interference is not as good, but it's still pretty good. And then pretty much every skill down here. Charge shock releases up to 2 high energy electric shocks. Expanded shockwave. Tesla coil explosion range increases. Plus, like we said, damage boost. Damage boost to the electric matrix, for that matter. And then you even get some good ones at star tier 3, although less so. But the high volt trigger, if you are lucky enough to get to that, Tesla coil explosion triggers 1 chain lightning on hit enemies. So the damage in that combo is just ridiculously high. Now, there is another slightly more artful way, in my opinion, to beat this level for sure. Take the beam over here and go to the different power-ups down here. So star tier 2, 3, beam 40. This is the one that I've got my eye on. Each hit from the beam triggers an explosion. Now this one's more difficult to get than the power-ups for the Tesla coil, but it is gobsmackingly powerful because first of all, you need at least a base level Skyguard for this. It causes Skyguard explosions at where the beam hits, which do a crazy amount of damage. And in my opinion, it's kind of a more artful way to beat the level, but the more brute force, surefire way to beat the level is the Tesla coil. So we're going to go over the loadout that I am running. I have a total stat level of 707. As you can see, I've got mostly tier 3 gear running here, as well as a couple tier 1 legendary pieces of gear. Those ones, the fine gear, that's tier 3, 28, can be enhanced all the way up to 50. The tier 1, 26, can be enhanced all the way up to 54, plus beam attack and guardian attack. And then over here, energy attack and beam attack. So oddly enough, neither of those 2 gears help the electric at all. And as far as the chips, I'm not going over all of those. There's too many chips to count there. But it's kind of a diverse mix. Lots of attack boosts, lots of boosts to specific element damages. But some of these have damage increases. I'm just going to run through these super quick so you can kind of pause and take a look if you want to. Is this the best loadout? I don't necessarily know. That's just the loadout I like to use. So that's what I'm running. And as far as fortress level, the fortress is level 23. So if you've made it to level 20, you have to have pretty much unlocked the fortress level boost at this point. So that increases your hit points, and when you hit multiples of 20, gives you a nice little boost there to go with. So, all right, without further ado, let's get into stage 22. So I find this to be one of the stages where it's extremely beneficial not to have boss lock enabled. Now, for those who haven't seen my other videos, boss lock enables you to choose whether the game locks onto the boss or doesn't lock onto the boss. All right, so goals here. All right, I don't like any of those. I'm going to stop the video, hit refresh, and come back. All right, beam's a good one. My main goal here, as you're gonna see, is to get the Tesla coil. Now, obviously, I do like that combination of beam with the sky guard, but so far, not really getting any hits on the sky guard. Hopefully I get at least a Tesla. All right, I guess I can deal with that bullet enhancement right there. Now, the reason I don't want boss lock on here is because the bosses aren't a huge issue here. I find the armored crabs to be way more of an issue, and the reason that Tesla is so great is because the armored crabs are weak against electric. All right, bullet enhancement. Never anything wrong with that. Now we're going to upgrade the beam, because while the Tesla is the primary one, there's our Tesla. I find the beam to be the best at keeping enemies not too close to the headquarters. Plus, all right, out of these, guess we'll go with that one. Yeah. Plus, with the beam deflecting twice like we got right now, I find that to be pretty useful and pretty powerful. Fire wheel, meh. I mean, two of the different enemies are weak against fire, but not the one that's the primary problem. We'll go with disruption drone, because it doesn't do too much damage, but at least it slows down the crowds, and slowing down the crowds tends to be a way to give you more space and a little more margin of error. All right, guess we'll go with more bullets again. We're already at level 10. We're kind of slow on the Tesla upgrade, so luck isn't the best out of all the rounds I've played. We'll see if we can still make it, though. Now, as you can see, the crowds of enemies are starting to come a little more feverishly. All right, there's our Tesla upgrades. That's the one we like right there. Out of those two, I'm going with cooldown decrease, because you always want more Tesla shots. And the closer enemies get, the more of them you'll be able to take out at a time with the Tesla. But as we increase the star rating, the hope is to be able to take out large crowds of enemies at a time with our Tesla coil shots. All right, there's that one. Damage is up. Cooldown time is slightly slower. And this, if you've been playing this stage for a while, tends to be around the time where things get really dicey, because this is when a huge crowd of enemies starts to descend, but you don't have your power-ups where you want them yet. Taking some damage. Oh, good, another Tesla upgrade. Slower cooldown, always beneficial. All right, damage is coming. but seems like we're starting to fight back a little bit. All right, electric chain surge. This is one of our top Tesla upgrades. This is where it'll start to really take it, do a number on the enemy crowds. So yeah, the headquarters took a little bit of damage, but we're on the upswing. Watch this. More Tesla cooldown upgrades. I want that thing shooting constantly. So we're at level 15 right now. We got 5 more waves to go. And now it appears that we are in the clear. Took out a whole bunch of those nasty armored crabs. Out of those 2, we're going Tesla extra bounce, Tesla coil extra bounce. And with the previous upgrades, you can already see how effective that is. Now, beam damage interval, 40%, good to go. From here, to me, this tends to be kind of the easier portion of the stage because your power-ups are sky high and the mobs aren't any worse than they were earlier. So basically, we're just waiting for victory to happen. Obviously, if we get more Tesla upgrades, we're going to take them. If we get more beam upgrades, we're going to take them. Now, we didn't get any sky guards here, so we didn't really have a possibility of combining the beam and the sky guard, but that's okay. All right, another Tesla upgrade. So 2 waves to go. Just kind of biding our time now. Now, as you can see with all the power-ups, nobody's really kind of coming close to our headquarters. Obviously, when you get a little more powerful in this game, you're going to want to go back and try to perfect clear it. So there, with a stage like this, it's going to be a combination of luck, of getting nothing but Tesla upgrades right at the beginning, and having higher stats. Having higher attack power right from the get-go will certainly help with the Tesla upgrades. Make sure to, if you got legendary equipment, recast it until you get electric upgrades. If you got chips that boost your electric, then use those also, or just chips that boost your overall attack power. All right, there it is. We win. Thank you for watching. This is Game Hydro. Please like and subscribe.